Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from FunFlix. This is their 1080p Full HD LED projector, which features dual band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the ability to mirror your phone, be it Android or iOS. And we're going to dig into this really quickly right now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's everything you get. I want you to get everything unboxed. You're going to get the main unit itself. This model number is RD-828E by FunFlix. And this is a native 1080p projector, 15,000 lumens, a 15,000 to 1 contrast ratio as well. You get a nice little, of course, remote here that has all of your functions in it. You would need to use this. It does take two AAA batteries that aren't included, so just make sure you have some on hand, but a nice little handy remote here for controlling the unit. Now you also get a legacy AV cable in case you need to connect something that's an older device that'll take AV cables. And you get a very large user manual in a few different languages here, but it is well laid out. It does show you all of the basics that you need here, starting with screen resolutions as far as how far away you have to be to get a certain size screen. This will go from 50 inches all the way up to about 300 inches, depending on how far away you are from the wall or wherever you're going to be doing this. Now included is an HDMI cable and a two-prong to two-prong power cable for the unit itself. So they keep it very simple and very easy. Let's take a look at the main unit itself. Now, this is a fairly compact unit for what it is. It's not the smallest that I've seen. It's not a Pico projector, of course, but it's not the largest I've seen either. It's got a really big lens on the front. You've got a leveler on the front as well, so setting this up should not be an issue. You have IR receptor in the front, and you also have one in the back, so you should be able to get a signal to it no matter what. You've got a focus ring manual on this side, and you also have some venting here with a removable dust filter, which I think is actually a nice addition that a lot of don't usually include at any price point, to be honest. If we look at the back, we've got our power port here on the bottom left. We do have an IR port and two full USB ports. You have a 3.5 millimeter out jack for headphones or external speakers, AV, and two full HDMI along with a speaker. On the top, you're going to have all of your normal functions that you would see: your power, back, left, right, up, down, and selection in case you don't want to use the included remote, which I suggest you definitely do. Some more venting on the other side, and on the bottom you've got some nice feet to keep everything in place. The only thing I don't really see on the bottom here is a way to mount this, say, to a tripod, which you probably wouldn't do, but it's not there if that is going to be your setup, so you should know that. Overall, it's got a very nice design to it. I really like what FunFlix has put together with this. Let's see how it performs and how it looks, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the main home screen that you will have when you start up your projector. You can see we've got photos, movies, music, office suite, and they do have an office suite included, so that if you wanted to, use office files, you can do that as well. Now, I'm not in a fully dark environment here, and the picture is bright, so they have done a really good job here on the lumen output. You do have, in settings, you do have your Wi-Fi settings, and this is where you'll connect to either 2.4 gig or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It supports both. You do have Bluetooth settings here, and this is where you can actually hook up, Bluetooth speakers. If you wanted to add external speakers, you could certainly do that as well right here in Bluetooth settings. Now, in projection settings, we have projection mode, and if you have this mounted upside down or in a certain way, you can flip and rotate the image here. Keystone advanced is either side or front. If you have it on front, you can adjust the keystone manually. And you also have digital zoom as well. So if you want to zoom this down to say 50%, you can actually zoom it down if you want to with digital zoom. Same thing with manual keystone. I can correct my keystone right here, and that will be able to set up your picture the way that you want to see it. Now this is 4-point, means I can actually correct the keystone at the 4 points or 4 corners of the image itself individually. Now under this, you can go in and see your online updates if you're connected to Wi-Fi, local updates by USB, and you can restore everything back to factory. Under other settings, we've got boot sequence source options, which means it'll start on HDMI 1 every time if you want. Power on options, languages, and as you can see, there are a ton of languages that you can pick here. So if English is not your first language, you're definitely in luck here. So we're just going to set this to English for me. And then after that, we have a sleep timer, which goes from 10 minutes all the way to 120 minutes, or you can just leave it off if you don't want it to turn off. Overall, the interface is very clean and works very well. It's very responsive. I didn't have any problems with this whatsoever. Now, looking at this, you can cast your device via Miracast or iOS Cast. So if you have an iOS device, then obviously you'll select iOS Cast and you'll go into your iOS device control center and then go to screen mirroring, and it'll give you this birdcast with a bunch of numbers and letters, and that's what you'll screencast to, and you're good to go. Now, I have a Android phone, so what I'm going to do is just go in, and I have a Samsung, so it's pretty simple. Just go into Smart View and then connect to the Wi-Fi, or it's going to say Android and then a bunch of letters after it. As you can see, it comes right up, no problem. It's very fluid, works very fine, didn't have any real slowdown, a little bit of lag, but nothing that I would really worry about. So if I wanted to go in and maybe cast some YouTube to this, I could do that pretty easily with this, and you can see that the colors are nice. Everything looks really great, and again, that brightness that they have been able to get with that 15,000 lumens really stands out here pretty well. And last but not least, we're going to do a kind of a movie test here. It's just one of the things that I did for YouTube on the game Fortnite, so you can kind of see what the video and audio are going to be like on this. So there you go. You can hear that the 5-watt speakers that are built in here sound really good, and there's really no need for me personally to add a Bluetooth speaker, although you definitely can do that for better sound. The built-in speakers work really great. The on-screen controls also work really great. I can go through and pause and play and fast forward through the clips that I want to. They work really, really well. You can see that the colors are very vibrant and they pop, and also it's very, very bright, to the point where I may even personally turn it down a little bit. So there you go. That's my review of the FunFlix RD-828E 1080p native projector. This projector has good sound that overpowers the fan system that they have in it, but it also includes Bluetooth and dual band Wi-Fi with the ability to cast your devices, be it iOS or Android, to the device. Makes this a very well-rounded projector and definitely gets a thumbs up from me. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review, and I'll see you guys on the next one.